All right, good morning, everyone. How many are of so today in class we are going to first of all, I want to say I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And I believe you all enjoyed yourself in this last weekend that just passed. So today we are going to be doing a little bit of practical. I believe some of you don't we've not so far, we've not started practicing ever since. So I am going to share my screen and you all are going to if you have your system, I believe, do some of you have your system here with you? Are your systems there with you? Hello? Am I talking to myself? Hello, class. Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. Please, if you have your system there with you, please make sure you please try and follow up. All right. So, along today, what we are going to be talking about today is we are going to be talking about a very critical, we're going to be talking about aspect of UX which you need to know before you design. We're going to talk about a very critical how do I put it now? Topic you need to know, especially when it comes to UX, you know. And that topic in which you need to know is called task flow. All right, they call it task flow. Now, what's task flow? Task flow. Okay, who can give me a detail like who can give me a layman understanding of what you understand from a layman point of view? What do you understand about task flow? Who can tell me what does task flow means? Who can tell me what does task flow means? Who can tell me what task flow means? Who can tell me what you understand by task flow? Are you all
Task. Well, what I understand by task flow is that
yeah,
the way the task is being carried out, like
okay.
yes,
The way what?
the way a task is being carried out, like the stages in which
All
it.
right, all right. Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you very much. Who else? Who else? Who else? Jennifer Obasui. What do you understand by the word task flow? What do you understand by the word task flow? I think you're only just having 4 people in class today. That's shocking. All right, now task flow, as Mr. Samuel had said, task flow means what? It's all about a series of steps, right? A series of steps in which a user needs to take so as to complete a task. It's a series of steps a user needs to take, so as to complete a task. It is very, very much important. Now, we normally do task flows, at the preliminary stage, like at the beginning stage of a project. With task flow gives you a guideline. It gives you a guideline. It gives you a way, like it gives you a guideline to follow, especially when it comes to usability, when it comes to how do I put it again now? Which word should I use again? When it comes to user journey, all right, It is very, very important. You get me? When you don't have this task flow in place, most times you can get it very, very wrong when designing. Now, me myself, there was a time I was designing for someone, and because of, like I say, I was a bit desperate in getting the job, I started the work, and while doing the job, there was a time I just went off track. All right. I found out that there were some problems that were literally coming up. And why those problems were coming up was because of the fact that, because of the fact that I didn't put it in place. All right. There's a place where the user was supposed to confirm, was supposed to confirm, his email. I didn't put that in place. There should be a separate place where the user can be able to run a verification. I didn't put that in place. So when you are designing like that, when you design without having a task flow chart in place, trust me, you can end up in a lot of problems. All right. I believe you all know me and Mr. Jose, there's a job we did one time, and while doing the job, we were literally running the task flows for the job. Because if, for example, I was just giving the job to say, okay, Mr. Olive, go and design this, Mr. Jose, go and code this, trust me, we will have issues. All right, we'll be at loggerheads, and we would want that. So most times when running your task flows, most times it's best to even have another UI/UX designer there, and probably also a developer too, especially when you're working in a team. All right. So that is that. So you have to always put that in place when designing. Now, if you look at, I believe, are you all seeing my screen? I believe
Yes,
you all
sir.
are seeing. Good. Now, look at what task flow is all about. Let me put it out there for you. If you look at it here, it says, in UI/UX design, task flows are used to help designers understand how users might navigate through a product or service. In other words, it's talking about what? User journey. What are the series of steps? Oh, I logged in. After logging in, what next? Oh, this is a new software application. As it's a new software application, okay, how do I register? How do I sign up? How do I log in? How do I make purchase? How do I make request? How do I make it? All right. So that's that. After this class today, I'm actually going to give you an assignment, and you all will go and you will bring it for me. You all are going to submit it for me. I believe there is going to be a platform where you all can be submitting your assignment. All right. So look at it. It says UI, the task force are used to help designers understand how users might navigate through a product or service, and to identify any potential point of confusion or frustration that might arise during the process. Now, class, listen. These task flows are very, very much important, because especially when you see there are some when you look at some software applications, when you want to download them, especially on let's say on App Store, you will see sometimes in the review somebody will be telling you, I'm having issues trying to let us say trying to navigate to my profile. Or some, they don't even hold back. They will say this app is totally rubbish. I can't even find where to tap. I can't even find where to make purchase. Yeah, so that's what you see, especially in the review. All right. Now, when you're having reviews like that, you end up, you will know very well. Nothing should tell you that you just designed a very stupid, you designed a very terrible product. Nothing will tell you that you just designed a very, very terrible product. All right. So you have to have it in your mind that when designing, you have to be, like I said, you have to be user-centered. You have to put yourself in the shoes of your users, because at the end of the day, it is your users that are going to use your job, that are going to use your product. Sorry. All right. So that's that. You have to look at what user pain points. You have to look at what are the user pain points. That's why most times reviews are very, very much important. You see, when you're having bad reviews, you have to go back to the drawing table. Now, the task flow chart, the task flow diagram is more of like the drawing board, the starting up, before you even do your task flow chart before you even start running your wireframing. All right. For the record class, let me ask, how many wireframes do we have? Who can tell me how many wireframes do we have?
We have 3, sir.
No, it's only someone that is answering. Catherine, Miss Catherine, how many wireframes do we have? Miss Catherine Omokyomo, sorry. Miss Catherine, how many wireframe do we have? Miss Catherine? Okay, 3. Yeah, 3. Yeah. All right. Yes, we have 3 wireframes. We have the low fidelity, the mid fidelity, and the high fidelity wireframes. All right. We normally run sometimes. We normally run the task flows. You see, most times, designers like me, like I said, I'm a very, very lazy designer. All right. I'm a very lazy designer, and most times, designers like me, I make sure that I use low fidelities in designing. All right. Especially when it comes to my task flows. Some people use, some people like doing extra, but it's not really a bad thing. All right. It's not really a bad thing. You get me? When you are using designing your task flow using your system, it's not really a bad thing. Right. But me, like lazy designers like me, I use low fidelity. Most times I do it and I give it to my clients. It is only when maybe probably the client is a big guy or someone who is very, 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 very formal. And you can now choose to say, okay, you want to do it, you now print it and all that kind of thing. All right. But me, if there's a job, most times I run it by myself. You get me? I send it back. I give it back to my client, or I give it back to I give it to the developer. The developer goes through it. He makes his own changes. I make my own changes, and we'll put it all together. All right. If I'm the lead product designer, trust me, I do it. I know what I'm doing. I will know what I'm doing. I might need your help for, let's just say, 1 or 2 things. What do you see from a third person point of view? All right. So that is that. You get me? So we always do that at the beginning stage. You understand me? Through that, you tend to what? You tend to identify potential pain points. All right. That is just it. You get. You see, when you are designing a software application where there are many clickables, you just click on, you click 2, click 3, click 4, click 5, click 6, click 7, click 8 before you now finally achieve what you want to achieve. It's a very bad design. All right. I believe in the 3-click rule. I should have completed my task already. Click 1, click 2, click 3. The task should be done. So it should be less stressful. That way, it should be less stressful. Remember this, when designing, you should try and make sure that you avoid multiple click system, where you have to be clicking this one, you clicking this one, you click this one, you click this one before you now finally complete the task. You have to learn to avoid it. Instead, use the what? The 3-click system, where you just have to click 3 times so as to complete a particular task. Are you all following now? Are you all following? Okay. So now task flows in UX design process. Task flows are typically created as part of a user-centered design process, and they are used to guide the design of user interfaces and interactions. Task flows can be represented visually using diagrams, wireframes, or other types of visual representation. Sometimes people use charts, sometimes people use, and you are going to be seeing some examples of what I am literally talking about today. All right. That's what we are going to be talking about. Now, look at it. It said there are several steps involved in UX design process. Now, I remember a material called UX psychology. I'm going to be releasing it soon, and you all are going to gain access to it. It will be on your LMS. It should be on your LMS, anytime from now. Let's say between now and tomorrow, it should be on your LMS already. And please, for those of you that you have to go to your LMS to get materials, there I'll be dropping some materials there. I might start dropping materials on WhatsApp. I'll be dropping the materials there. So you go there and go and get it. All right. So that is that. So UX, remember UX is talking about user experience. All right. Like they say, task flows, we use it at the beginning stage of what? Of a UX, for let's say a design UX or a product UX. We use it at the beginning stage. Now they said there are several steps involved in UX design process that involve considering task flow and designing user interfaces and interactions accordingly. All right. Number one is defining the user goals and tasks. Now, before you start designing, now we are in UX proper. This is not UI. We are UX proper. Now, before you start designing, you have to, number one, define the user's goals and tasks. What are their goals? Okay. I want my clients to be able to easily what? I want my client to be able to easily make, let us say, I want my client to easily book, let us say, online tickets. You get? I want my client to be able to book on an online bus ticket easily without stress. All right, that is it. That's the goal. Booking what? Booking is a ticket online, stress-free. Right? It's not going to involve a lot of stress and all that. So you've already defined the user goal now. The main goal, remember this, the main goal is to be able to what? To book, tickets, bus tickets, train tickets, air tickets online without stress, without any form of hiccup. Now, you have already identified that. You understand me? You've already very, very much identified that. Look at it. They said the first step UX is to understand what user wants to achieve and the task they need to complete in order to achieve these goals. Now, emphasis on and the task they need to complete in order to achieve these goals. Emphasis on this. Like what I just highlighted here, the task they need to complete in order to achieve these goals. Now you've identified, okay, I want to be selling bus tickets, train tickets, and air tickets online on this software platform. Okay, how? What are the tasks they need to put in place? Who has to complete that? That is where the technicality becomes it gets involved. That's where you involve a lot of technicalities there. All right. Now that's the hardest part of it. The easiest part is identifying the goals. What is the goal? The goal is for them to be able to book their tickets. That's a good thing. But then how do you put that in motion? That is another thing too. What are the tasks they need to complete what are the tasks they need to complete so as to reach the goal, so as to complete the goal, or rather get to the finish line or whatsoever. All right. Now, most times in that way, it involves a lot of research. You get me? It involves a lot of research. You go online, you do a lot of research and all that. When I mean research, check other booking software application, how they do it, the pain points, have an interaction with the company itself, what are their do's and their don'ts when booking. You have to have all this emotion. You have to have all this ones in motion before you now start going into number 2, which is creating a task flow diagram. Now, a task flow diagram is a diagram that shows the series of steps in which you need to take so as to complete a particular program. Hello? Are you all hearing me?
We can hear you, sir.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So sorry for that. Now it shows this. Now this creating a task flow diagram. Now, like I said, it involves a series of steps. Like this is a diagram that shows what a series of steps at which you need to follow. Now you see the fun part about this task flow, or rather, the hardest part about this task flow is the part where you have to run task flows for each task. Like you have to run steps for each task. Like Sign up, you have to run the step for that. Login, you have to run the step for that. All right. Profile creation, you have to run this, you have to run the step for that. Verification, you have to run. So most times it is very, very broad and it's very, very big. Most times it can involve some, if I can even take you like up to a month, sorry, up to a week for you to be able to what? Properly design an entire task flow, or rather a work or a user flow. All right. So that's just it. So look at it, creating a task flow diagram. Once the user goals and tasks are being defined, which is this one, once you've defined what the user tasks and goals and all that, the second thing which you need to do is creating what? A task flow diagram. That way it helps you. All right. If we're in class, I would have showed you. There's one that me and Mr. Doze are doing. And I have the task flow in a piece of paper. Yeah, so it's in a piece of paper. Like I said, I'm a very lazy designer. I like designing. I like doing things that makes my life. All right. So that is it. So you have to now create the task flow. Once the user, look at the example, once the user's goals and tasks have been defined, the next step is to create the task flow diagram that illustrates the sequence of steps that the user will go through to complete these tasks. This might involve creating a flow chart. I believe you all know how flow charts are. Flow charts are this section, arrow to this section, arrow to this section. I'm going to show you in a bit. Are you all seeing my screen? Are you all seeing my screen? I believe you are all seeing my screen, right? Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right. So now if you look at this, you see Carla is looking for a nice restaurant and book a reservation during an upcoming vacation that her she uses Resi app and find a book. Okay. Okay, this is too complex. Okay, you are going to be seeing one now in a bit. This is an example of one we'll be looking at. This one here. So we'll be seeing them in a bit. We'll see them in a bit. Now, this might be creating a flowchart now, but the idea in which you need to have about flowchart is like, I believe some of you should know what a flowchart is. From here, then arrow to this place, then arrow to this place, and so on and so forth. All right. So that is that. So most times task flows are in what? They're in a flowchart manner. All right. So that is that. Now, number 3. Now, look at these are the steps in which you need to take before what? When designing. First of all, design the user goals and tasks. Create a user task flow. Number 3, designing user interfaces and interactions. This is the UI part of it. This is the UX part of it. This is the UI part of it. Number 1 and number 2 is the UX part of it. All right. Before number 3 and what? And 4. Like I said, usability is very, very, like I said, UX, creating a task flow, identifying and understanding user pain points is very, very, very important. You have to put that in place before you put pen to paper. You have to put that, you have to have an understanding, a clear, defined understanding of that before you decide to start designing. All right. So number 3 is designing the user interfaces and interactions. Based on the task flow, the next step is to design the user interface. Design the login screen, design the create the just the steps like that. All right. So that's our number 4 is testing and refining. Testing and refining is more like it involves sometimes prototyping, and all that to ensure that it is intuitive and effective. Tests, running prototyping, that is where you run a lot of some animations, prototyping here and there and all that. All right, that's the testing and the refining part. Now, we are going to task flows examples. Apps are often built around specific goals and tasks, and the design of the app should be centered around helping users achieve these goals and tasks as efficiently and effectively as possible. Task flow in UX design plays a key role in this process as it helps designers understand the sequence of steps that users will go through to complete a specific task within the app. Task flow in UX design plays a key role in this process as it helps designers understand the sequence of steps that users will go through to complete a specific task within the app. So class, now probably from next week, we are going to be doing an online or rather we'll do a classwork today. We'll do a classwork today for a car company. Are you hearing me? We'll be doing a class today. We'll be doing a more like an online what do you call it again? Oh my God, what do you call it? Let's say online. We'll be doing a small online practical on a software application. The name of the software application will be called Driver. That's the name of the software application. It's more of like boats. All right, but we are going to be doing it. We are going to be doing it today. Then next week probably we are going to be starting our the interface is proper. All right, that's what we are going to be doing. So now an example of a task flow is a sign-up process. Sign-up task flow. Typically, it involves a very specific series of steps that every user have to take. Now, this is it. Fill out the sign-up form, confirm email, log into the application. That is it. These are the 3 steps. Now, say a user needs to update an avatar. Okay, these are it. This, you want to, let's say you want to sign up, fill out the sign-up form and submit. Confirm your email, then log into the application. This is very, very easy. All right. Now, say a user needs to update an avatar in the app. What is the first thing the person needs to do? Go to the profile setting, click on the profile image, edit or change it. Click upload new, pick a new photo, crop the photo, and save changes. It's simple. This one is more complex than this one. It's more complex than this one. Now, this is what you are seeing on your screen here. Let me increase it a bit so that you all can see. What you are seeing on your screen here is a task flow diagram. Now, this is what we call a flow chart. All right, flow from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, and that's it. This is a sign-up flow chart. It's very easy. Look at it. It says sign-up form. Fill in the sign-up form. After filling in the sign-up form, you submit. After submitting, you confirm your email. After confirming the email, you log in, and that is it. Now, this is a very, very good example of what we call of a task flow diagram. These are the series of steps. The user is still there. For example, he wants to get to this place. This is what he has to pass this one from this to this. Understand me? So that is just it. So designers use task flow diagrams to design everything from website layout and navigations to the structure and content of mobile app and other interactive products with the goal to help create user experience that are smooth, intuitive, and effective. All right. So that is that. Now, there's what we call user flow. All right. There's what we call user flow. Now, there's a difference. Now, most times designers use task flows and user flows at the same time. They use them most times in the same sentence, but in a way there are differences to them. There are differences to them. Now, look at the difference. The task flow focus on particular task, independent of the user persona. All right. Task flows focuses on a particular task, independent of the user persona. Now, user flow tend to be more complex and can include a number of task flows. Task flows are typically linear, while user flows can have boundaries indicating decision points. Now, if you see here, they say user flows are more about particular persona accomplishing a task. You see, they are the same but different. They are the same, but they are what? They are different. Now, task flows are basically they are linear, straightforward for a particular task. But you see, user flows, it involves a lot of changes. It involves a lot of branches, rather, due to the user persona. Due to the user persona. For prevention, the user persona might be like, okay, let us say it's let's say due to There might be some things in the app, in the software application, in which you don't really like. All right. There are some things in the application in which, okay, we are going to be going into what you are going to have an understanding into what I'm talking about now. It says here, it says user flows on the other take a broader view of the user experience and consider the entire journey that the user takes when interacting with a product or service. User flow can include multiple tasks and may involve navigating between different parts of the product or services. So it is basically talking about different, or rather the user flow is talking about how a user is to use the entire product itself. How is to use the entire product to its fullest, like how to use it fully. Unlike task flow are mostly they are limited to a particular task. All right, but for user flow, it involves how to use a software application, or rather how to use design, like a full design, how to use a full product. That's what the user flow is talking about. So most times it is personal centered. When I enter the software application, what is the first thing in which I need to do? What are those steps in which I need to take so as to complete this, to complete that, to complete this, and to complete that? All right, look at it. It says user flows are often used to understand how users move between different tasks and features within a product or service, and to identify potential points of confusion or frustration that might arise during the process. All right. So most times, based on the scope of the work, most times we normally use user flows when designing. All right. Most times I might is a minimum viable product. MVP means minimum viable product. Most times, we use task flows. Hello, are you all hearing me? Are you all hearing me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for that this thing. So we use user flows mostly for what? For big projects. Do you understand me? We use task flows for mostly minimal viable products. All right. Minimal viable products are products that solve particular issues. All right. They are products that solve, let us say, logistics now. The logistic is just what is that? Let's say a minimal viable product of a logistic business is you doing a particular package or product that just solves logistical problems. Like, for example, I want my goods to move from A to B. So in that minimum viable product, you should be centered on solving that particular issue, which is making it move from A to B without putting any extra CNN, like tracking and all that. So that one is not of your business in a minimum viable product. All right. I'm giving a typical example of a minimum viable product for you probably in our next class. All right. Now, if you go down here, there is a difference. There's a similar difference between task flows and user flow. So if you look at it, there are differences here. Now, there are differences in the definition. It says it's a sequence of steps a user takes to complete a specific task. Remember, emphasis on this word, a specific task. All right. Now, in user flow is talking about the entire journey that a user takes while interacting with a product or service, including multitask, navigation between different parts of the product or service. So if you see this one, this user flow is more broader. Unlike the task flow here, the task flow is only secluded to only completing a specific task. This is only for completing a specific task. While the second one is this specific task that a user needs to complete to achieve a specific goal within a product or service. That's why you see it is mostly, we normally use it in minimum viable products. All right. While for user flow, the users overall journey and experience while interacting with a product or service. So this one is mostly complex and it's mostly used for big products, for big companies or big products rather. All right. So if you look at it, it is used in the UX design. It is used to inform the design of user interface and interactions and it's used to inform the designs of user interface and interactions and to understand how users will navigate through. They are all basically talking about the same thing. You understand me? So that is that for that. Now, we are going to be doing, or rather, I believe it's not too late. We can do this thing together. Let's see what we can do together. Let's see what we can do together. Let me open this. All right, let me open this. Now, let's do together. Let me give you an example of let's say a sign up task flow for driver. Now, mind you, driver is it's more of like an Uber type of, that involves they sell their services, which is driving, cab, Uber, and all that. Let me centralize this. Now we are going to be designing a sign-up flow chart for the brand driver. It is not sign up, it is sign in. And it is not sign in, it is sign up. So you should know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So that is that. So first of all, we are going to be drawing series of okay, let's do it like this. Let's say we are going to be doing, let's say let us say click the sign up button, click the sign up button. Let's see, then I'll reduce, let me reduce it. Click the sign up button and put this in an auto layout. Let me give it a stroke. Click the sign up button here. Like I said, I'm a lazy designer. Oh my God. This thing went to go and okay. Click the sign up button. After clicking the sign up button, let's run it. Let's fill the sign up form. Fill the sign up form. After filling the sign up form, then let's run it like this here. Let's say filling the sign up form. After filling the sign up form, proceed. Now, class, remember this. In Driver, you are not only designing a user app, you are also designing you are going to maybe probably design the driver's version. This is the customer version we are designing now. This is the customer version that's here. So we might design, maybe there might be a need for us to design the there will be a need for us to design the sign up option for the driver himself, their frame, their interface. So their sign up task flow will be different from that of the driver himself, the person offering the service. All right. So that is that. So you proceed. After proceeding, you can come here. You can come here and click what? And what? Confirm email. Confirm email. After confirming email, the next thing you need to do is you can just let's say you can just log in Let's do it like this first. You can log in. Then this one will now be what? Let us say dash, let's say how am I going to put this now? Dashboard. So that is that. Now we are having, this is a very, very good example of a flow chart. Here, this is a very, very good example of the flow chart in which I'm talking about. All right. Now we are going to be applying lines to it to give you this flow chart feeling. This should lead to here. Oh, why is it straight? So class, remember, if you are to draw a straight line on Figma, because most times your lines might not be straight, when drawing the line, click it, left click, and hold shift and drag. Automatically to be very straight. Okay, it's not supposed to be white, it's supposed to be black. So that is that. All right. If you are to apply, you want to apply arrow to your stroke, all you have to do is to come down here. The stroke panel is open already, it's collapsed already. You come down here, then there's this place they call start point and end point. The start point and end point is talking about the two sides here. The start point and end point is talking about here and here. The start point might be here, the end point will be here. All right. So that is that. Let me make this a bit okay. Now, now we are going to give it an arrow. I think the endpoint is the endpoint should be this place here. This is where the endpoint should be. So if I had to give it an arrow, we can come here to our endpoint here, click it. Then you see different type of arrows here. This is different arrows. These are different type of arrows here. All right. This is horrible. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. You can click this one. This is it. All right. This is it. So this is an arrow. So this one will lead to this one. So this one will not lead to this one. We'll see. Then we'll draw another arrow here. Then we give it the same thing. Give it an arrow too. Oh, no. For the sake of, we can also increase the weight if you want to. You can increase the weight here. The weight is located at this place, at this corner here, under the stroke. The weight is talking about the thickness of the line. That's what the weight is talking about. The weight is talking about what? The thickness of the line. The weight is talking about the thickness of the line. All right. So after clicking this proceed, we might, if you want to, you can color your proceed if you want to color your proceed. That is if you want to. All right. I don't really see any need for that. That's if you want to. Let's give it a white inner. Okay. Let's give it a curve to make our this thing fine. Let's remove the white stroke. To make our to make it fine, we have to, where's the corner radius again? Let's say give it 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now after doing that, after clicking proceed, then look at, you draw a line here again. For what? To confirm this thing. And here. From here, it should take you here. Confirm email. Then from here, from confirming email, this is how it's done. Take you straight, start and end. This is where it ends. So this is the end point. And we'll give you the same arrow too. Give it a weight of 2. So if you look at it, this is our our chart flow, or sorry, so I say chart flow, our task flow for the driver application. All right, our task flow for the driver application. So it's not really very difficult. So you can come here, you can write here, you can just sign up for task flow. Sign up task flow for driver. All right. You can even, let's say, you know, give it a bit boldness. Sign up task flow for driver. The same thing, you can come here, you can run a login task flow. You can just run a login flow for driver. Then you can just do the same thing I've been doing since. You can do the same thing I've been doing since. You just, let's say, you can just click, let's say, click the sign in button. We are going to auto layer it now. Auto layer it is Shift and A for auto layer. To show auto layer added, give it a stroke fill. Give it a stroke fill. Click the sign up screen, the sign up button. The sign up button should what? Or click the sign up button. Fill the sign up form. Then what? Log in. All right. So that is that. So that's that. You get. So you can even run it. You can even run it like this. You can put it like this. Two lines. You come here like this. Like this. With small width. Put our arrows here. You know. Then you can come here. You can come here and even still draw a line like this across. Oh. Let me give it two arrows on the both sides. So this is also a good example. Another example at which you can what? You can show this is another example at which you can show what? Your login task flow for diagram. So what does this flow chart say here? All these flow chart, what this flow chart can say here is this. If you click the sign up button, automatically you can log in. That is if maybe probably your data is already being saved already. All right. But if it is not being saved, you have to fill in what? The sign in form. Not the sign up, the sign in form. The sign in form. You have to fill in the sign in form and what? And log in. So both ways it does work. All right. So this is a typical example of what a task flow is all about. Like I said, it's all about the series of steps in which a user needs to take before what? Before embarking on a particular project. So does anyone have a question for me? Does anyone have a question for me, class? Does anyone have a question? Hello, does anyone have a question for me? Hello.
Sir, I have a
Okay.
question.
Okay.
I just want to know, like, you were using some short command to do some of these
Yeah.
tasks. So
Yeah.
is there a document or anything that contains these short commands? So on our own,
Okay.
we can
Okay,
go
so that
through
you
that.
can do it. Okay. There's not really no document, but I can create one for you. I think in fact, everything has shortcuts, all right? But some you have to figure it out on your own. You get me? And some they will tell you, like you see, these are shortcuts. Arrow is for what? Rectangle. L for line. Shift and L for arrow. O for what? For eclipse, all right? So we log into this Control Shift K. Do you understand me? So these are all shortcuts. Like I said, the only shortcut I think I used here was auto layout, which is Shift and A. You understand me? So that is it. So now we've just designed what? We've designed a sign up and login task flow for our project called driver. All right. So that is it. So in our next class, probably we are going to be designing what? The sign up. We are going to be designing it in the wireframe, in a wireframe format. So you will see what I'm talking about. And probably we'll be designing on a high fidelity format. That is just it. All right. So I'm going to give you all an assignment today for you to go and do at home. And what's the assignment? The assignment is this. It's simple. Create a task flow for payment and confirmation on an e-commerce software application. It's very easy. All right. Create a task flow for payment and confirmation on an e-commerce software application. So with that, I think I have come to the end of today's class. Your mobile app development class will be beginning in a bit. So from next week, I'm going to be expecting this from you all next week, right? So thank you, and God bless you. Any other question? Do we have any other question?
But the only thing is I don't have a system.
Oh, you don't have a system? Okay. Can you do that? I want you to do that for me in a paper, in a piece of paper. You can do that for me in a piece of paper and send it to me. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be okay. You can do it in a piece of paper, send it to me. Right? So I think that is also I'll let you all go now. Your next class will begin in a bit. See you all same time, same station next week. And God bless you all.